What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nate. Today, I'm super excited to show you a brand new tool that's going to allow you to generate images, videos, and do all sorts of awesome stuff with generative AI. Not only is this incredibly fast and powerful, but this app is also 100% free and open source. What's really cool about this app is that not only does it have a desktop interface, but this is also optimized to run really fast and responsive on your phone, so that way you can generate without having to be stuck by your desk. So here, I'm just gonna show you some of the details into how this actually works. Essentially, you download and run it on your computer, then you connect to it through your phone using an app called Tailscale, and then pretty much you can generate anywhere, anytime, and it's completely free and open source local generation, so no one else is getting access to that except for you. The setup is extremely easy. First thing to do is just to run the installer. Click here to download it. Click run as administrator, and then you're gonna see that it is now downloading into a new folder, which it's here calling C users Mix Studio. So once that's done, it should run Mix Studio. Yours will not look like this because here I have a bunch of generations that I was playing with, but it should open up in your browser. So let me go ahead here and let me just reset this workspace so you can see what it looks like. The first thing that's going to load is your setup, and it's broken down into 3 easy steps. The first one is that it's going to connect you to ComfyUI. So if you have an installed version of ComfyUI already, it's going to detect that and then also just make sure that those folders and those files there are working. If not, if you don't have ComfyUI installed already on your computer, then it's just gonna go ahead and prompt you to download ComfyUI and install it. Then the next thing that it's gonna do is it's gonna read your computer. So right here, you can see that it reads as me having an RTX Pro 6000, which I'm super thankful that Dell gave us access to this incredibly powerful PC. So we have a Dell Pro Max T2 Tower, and it runs incredibly fast. Like, as you can see here, we have 96 gigabytes of VRAM as well as 120 gigabytes of just regular RAM. But don't worry, because even if you don't have literally the craziest graphics card known to man, it will automatically detect what graphics card you have, as well as some generation memory requirements, and recommend what would be best for your system. So by default, it's set to auto, but you can actually use things as low as 8 gigabytes of VRAM, and it'll then automatically switch and detect that. And then here you'll see that it actually shows the precision weights. So since my computer can handle FP8 pretty easily, if you do have lower VRAM, it's just going to select maybe int8 or a GGEF model, just depending on whatever it is. Then the next part here is it's going to allow you to install the components, specifically what models you want to use. If not, don't even worry about it. You can just keep going and continuing. And then it's just going to review, make sure everything's connected. And once you see everything's green, you click done, and you're going to see now this screen here. Another thing that you're going to see when you're first setting up is that we do have a tutorial which is going to guide you through how to use the UI. So you can pick your workspace, you can choose your creation method, it shows you where to prompt it, also how to add directions, so that could be a reference image, depth, style, image to prompt. And it also lets you pick your output size, as well as choosing a turbo or a raw model, doing things like adding LoRa's and saving LoRa presets, and a whole lot of things. So this is a fairly comprehensive app, but I also wanted it to be extremely intuitive as well. So honestly, if you didn't even want to go through the entire tutorial setup, you can just click X and just get started generating right away. So here, I'm gonna walk you through creating something that I found to be extremely fun to generate here, a video reference and making a video based on it. So here you can see some examples. Here on the left-hand side, we have this real video clip, and here I actually just generated something pretty similar. We also have another variation of this where like maybe it's now a scenario with these 2 Taekwondo masters, and you can see it captures all of that. But let me show you another really impressive example, which I think is really awesome because it's almost like having motion capture without actually needing motion capture. So here you can see that I'm able to take a video just taken with my phone, create an image, and then instantly have a new character doing whatever it is that's in that video. So you could almost act out any scene that you wanted. It works for multiple styles. So you can see it's photorealistic here. It could also be a cartoon with a different setting, maybe a mixed match of those different things. And another crazy aspect of this is that it works very well for physics. So you can see, even though I don't have long hair, the braids on this other character that's generated in that video, it actually moves, the lighting reacts to it. This works insanely, incredibly fast. And honestly, if I was to see one of these 2 videos, like for the realistic side, it'd be pretty hard to tell the difference as to which was the real one and which one was the fake one. So it's an incredibly powerful and fun technique, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do this using this app. Along the way, it's going to show you some of the other features. So by default, you're probably going to start off in the image and create section, but if you click on video, then you'll see that you get this new prompt. Let me close out of this here so that way it shows you the exact default settings, and we'll see that we're able to pick our video model. It's set to LTX 2.3, which is an incredibly powerful video generation model that allows you to do text to video, image to video. It also does audio with it, so really great. But the one that we want to use is called SCAIL 2, and this is a newer model that allows you to transfer motions, and it does require a motion video as well as a reference image. So here I'll click on the motion video, and we'll be able to pick either upload from device, or we can browse our library for previously uploaded assets. So for this example, I'm going to go with the browse library because I've already uploaded some assets. Here you can see all the previous generations that I've ever created. If we go over here to the folder section, we now have also an uploaded assets area here, and I want to be able to click on one of these videos. So here I'm going to click on this one, which is a video of a rose. If I wanted to trim this video down, I can just by using these handles. Typically the way that this model works is that you want to be able to take a really high quality first frame and then edit that and then use that first frame again to drive the new video. So here I think this is already clipped well enough, and I'm going to click use first frame. It's going to ask me whether I want to go to the edit tab or if I want to do something like an image to image generation or a depth guide. For this example, we're just going to use the edit first frame, and now you'll see that we're in the edit tab. That image of the first frame is now loaded up, and we can prompt any change that we want to do. So let's say change the rose into a sunflower, right? And I'm going to leave all of these at their defaults and just click generate edit. Now you'll be able to see the progress on that generation. And if you were to click over here in the top right corner, that's where we have our queue set up, so you can see all of your previous generations. And here in the middle, it's now changed that first image into a sunflower. If I click on it, it's going to expand and we get some more options. Like here you can see to hold it, which will show us the original image, or if I let go, now we have that sunflower. And that one looks pretty good, but let's also change the background as well. So here I'm going to click on the edit button here, which is use image, and I want to go ahead and continue editing this one. So here I'll use it as an image. I just want to replace the first one that we already have. And now you can see it's popped up over here on the left side. And now let's just do change the background to a field of flowers. And I'll hit generate edit again. And now we have that background changed. Let's go ahead, click in, and we can see, I think this looks pretty great to use. I love how the lighting and everything even changes on my hand. So this is going to look pretty great to use. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on use image, and I can click here for use as first frame, and this should be good enough. So here we have all of our additional settings. You can give it more creative direction if you wanted to. We also have our video controls. Right now it's capped at 6 seconds because that's how long our original video was. And then here we have our playbacks at 16 frames per second, some experimental generation modes. So these are in the more advanced settings. You can do infinity, which technically lets you generate a video however long you want. For now, I'm going to set it to direct. That way it gives it the best quality in my opinion. And now we can go ahead and click on generate. So there, it's just completed its first pass, and now it's doing a second pass, which will give it even more quality. And the great thing about this interface is that while that's generating, you can see it's still in your queue. So you could pretty much do whatever else you wanted to. If you wanted to start working on maybe an image generation, or you wanted to just browse some of your previous generations, that process is still happening in the background. So you don't really have to worry too much about losing your work. Unless you wanted to actually end that process, you can either click X right here, or you can hard reset if you found yourself hanging on a certain generation. And awesome, just like that, we have a brand new generation, which is created using that motion to motion. So you can see here, I think this looks pretty good. The sunflower, when you rotate it, we're actually seeing novel views that were not in that original image, and it adheres pretty well to that 3D geometry of what a sunflower would look like. So to make this even better though, we can go ahead and process the video, and we're able to do things like upscale the video increase the frame rate or also generate a side-by-side comparison. So for now, I'm going to click on increase FPS, which is then going to double the frame rate because, as you might remember, we actually generated this in only 16 frames per second, which is a little bit choppy. It's going to create those frames in between to make this go from 16 frames per second all the way up to 32 frames per second. I think for this scenario here, we can see that generated pretty quickly, and I think this looks really great. Another thing that I like to do is also create a side-by-side comparison, because that lets me see what it looks like as the driving video as well as the final generation, which is pretty fun to compare. So here we can see the original video on the left-hand side, and then on the right we have our finished generated video, which looks pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoy creating using Mix Studio, and a huge shout out to everyone on Patreon for making this possible. If you guys want to get the latest updates, be sure to check out our Patreon, because we're going to be adding some of the beta features in there, things like unlimited music video generation, audio generation, 3D model generation as well. So be sure that you check out the Patreon if you want to get access to those features before everyone else does. Other than that, I want to also send a huge thanks to Dell for making it possible to make this app and allow us to benchmark using such a powerful computer. The Dell T2 Tower with the NVIDIA RTX 6000 Pro has been essential in being able to test and benchmark and come up with all of these optimized settings. Anyways, I can't wait to see what you all create using these tools. And if you guys want to continue the conversation, be sure to check out our Discord, where we have a bunch of creatives experimenting with the best tools in generative AI and coming out with a whole bunch of awesome stuff. And who knows, maybe your work is going to be featured in a later video. So huge thanks to everyone watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. Until next time, all right, peace.